Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm going to, myself, Narendra, I'm going to discuss a topic on a placenta previa. And now, shall we start? Wait 1 second. Yes, I'm sharing the screen. It's a topic on a maternal abnormality, that is placenta previa. It's a condition in which a abnormal implantation of placenta over the cervix near the opening of a cervix towards the vagina, and either it is partially or it's completely blocked. Uh, the door of the cervix is completely disturbed because of the presence of placenta near the cervix, and it doesn't allow a normal delivery uh, to pass the baby through normally through the vagina. So it's impossible to have a vaginal delivery with the placenta previa. Now, next, uh, uh, as the progress of pregnancy, the size and of placenta increase and grows. Sometimes it's partially covered the opening of a cervix. Sometimes it migrate towards the upward direction and it completely dissolve the placenta previa. So ultrasound is the only way to evaluate the placenta previa and how much its um, consistency or the opening covered by a placenta. So it is evaluated by only by the ultrasound. So risk factors. Now risk factors, sometimes there is a scar or a tissue scar, sometimes there is a hematoma in a previous pregnancy. It's a risk for it's a high, there is a high risk of placenta previa in the other pregnancy. Second one is a cesarean section. Previous have a cesarean section, any twin pregnancy or at a scar of a cesarean. So it creates a placenta previa. Next, a maternal age. A maternal age above 35 is a main risk factor for a placenta previa. Smoking, any drug abuse, that are the risk factors. Now come upon the um, sign and symptom. The main and the most important sign and symptom of placenta previa is painless and painless vaginal bright red color bleeding. It's a mimic to remind that placenta previa, it's from P, and painless vaginal bleeding. That's a bright red color. And we can evaluate the hematocrit and hemoglobin level of the patient. So we can evaluate how much bleeding is there. So main sign and symptom is bright, painless vaginal delivery. Now on the evaluation, how to evaluate? We evaluate this with the help of evaluate the hemoglobin and hematocrit level, so we can tell us the condition of the patient, how how much a patient have a hb and hematocrit level. Now another is intervention is immediately we have to transfer blood transfusion, so arrange a large bowl cannula to the patient, dry blood sample for screening and blood sampling, pad counts. We can count the pads to, to evaluate how much bleeding is there. And the most important is to evaluate the fetal monitoring. So we can use a fetal monitoring devices to detect the fetal heart rate, and then cesarean birth before the onset of labor. This there is if there is a completely covered if the placenta is completely covered the cervix os, then we have to immediately um, mm, ready for the cesarean section. And for the next is for beta methasone arrangement, because the delivery is premature, so we have to inject beta methasone to the newborn to mature the lungs of the individual, so fetus, sorry, in lungs of to mature the lungs of the fetus so that baby can breathe easily. So next is uh, before the so this is for the vaginal delivery. Mhm. Good morning. Today I am going to myself Narinder and I am going to discuss a topic of a placenta previa. Do you know what is placenta previa? Placenta previa is a condition, abnormal condition where in a pregnancy, the placenta is abnormally transplanted to the uh, mm, uh, near the cervix box. It may be a completely covered the cervix os or it may be partially covered the cervix os. So it interrupts the pathway through the normal vaginal delivery. So it is impossible to uh, to a woman to give a birth to a fetus with a normal vaginal delivery. So cesarean section is recommended. Now, what are the risk factors? Risk factors are the previous scar tissue. Sometimes there is another surgery which is in which a scar present in the uterus, so it creates a placenta previa. Previous cesarean section is important. So sometimes there are multiple pregnancy or another reason of uterus. Sometimes there is a hydrotrophic mole, so it can convert the implantation of placenta towards a cervix source. So third one is a maternal age. Maternal age above than 35 is a main reason for placenta previa. Another reason is smoking, drug abuse. That are the important risk factors for a placenta previa. Then what are the sign and symptoms? Sign and symptoms are the most important features to show placenta previa. The most and the least sign and symptom is a painless vaginal bleeding, that is bright red colored bleeding from the vagina. That is the main sign and symptoms of this disease. And second one is decrease hemoglobin hemoglobin level. So we can normally evaluate the decrease in the level of hemoglobin and hemoglobin to know about how much bleeding is occurring. Next is instructions, some education that are intervention we have to um, done to um, to recover the patient. Some firstly we had um, mm, immediately transfuse the blood due to the loss of the blood, so we can arrange a high bore cannula to a patient and arrange a sampling and arrange a blood transfusion. Second was we have to count the pad count. If there is a 500 ml per hour, more than 500 ml per hour, there is a risk. So we can evaluate the pad count to evaluate how much bleeding is occurring. And we also um, evaluate the condition of the patient, give support to the patient, and give a IV fluids so can patient easily recover from these type of condition. So these are the intervention we should move, and health education. Patient we should ask the patient to give a pelvic rest, no sex, no vagina PV is there. So that is the main reason that I'm sharing a screen for this. Yes. Pathophysiology of this. There is abnormal, as we already told, that is abnormal implantation of placenta of the cervix. It is completely or partially or the bottom of the uterus. So we can easily direct that baby is now blocked by the placenta by making a normal vaginal delivery. So it's impossible to have a vaginal delivery. As the pregnancy progresses, the placenta grow. Sometimes sometimes it can migrate away from the cervix opening, but sometimes it cannot be resolved. So we can resolve by the third semester of the pregnancy. So we evaluate this with the help of the additional ultrasounds after 36 of the weeks to reassess the placenta location. So this is the pathophysiology of the placenta previa. Now causes and respect. I already told you that the causes are the scar tissue, cesarean section, abortion, uterine surgery, maternal age above 35, and smoking. Now upon sinus center, painless, it's a mix to remember it, that is placenta previa. It's painless vaginal delivery, P for placenta previa and P for painless vaginal delivery with a bright red color, dark red color, bright red color vaginal bleeding is there. So decrease in hemocreatine and hemoglobin level. Intervention. Now to anticipate blood transfusion, initiate two large bore catheter, IV catheter, arrange a blood, draw blood from type and screening, pad counts, count the pad counts. It's the most important is the monitor the fetal heart rate. So we can detect that is the fetal is viable or not. So we can use electronic fetal monitoring to know the functioning of the fetal and to evaluate the heart rate of the fetus, and cesarean birth before the onset of labor. So immediately ready the patient for the cesarean birth. If before the onset of the labor, then arrange the betamethasone because it helps to premature in a premature newborns to mature the lung development, so baby can breathe easily. So no vagina. Some most important is no vagina examinations, no PV is there because it can interrupt with the bleeding. So if we done PV again and again, it creates a vaginal bleeding too much. And education, after the bleeding is stopped, we can educate the patient about the pelvic rest, no sex, no douching, and no vaginal examination, and additional ultrasound. We can tell the patient to additional ultrasound at 36 weeks of gestation prior to the onset of the labor, and discharge home. After the discharge, we can after after the bleeding stop, we can discharge the patient and um, reassure the fetal status. We can educate the woman to get to have a good observation about the fetal monitoring, fetal heart rate, fetal heart, fetal monitoring, fetal movements in a day. That's it. Instead to the hospital if the it's the most important thing. We can educate a patient to return to the hospital if within a circular making bed rest, bed rest is most important. So decrease physical activity and it helps to reduce the bleeding as well as the um, as the placenta, help the placenta to retain on a one position and schedule cesarean section. We can schedule cesarean section before the onset of labor because normal delivery is not possible in this condition. So that's the placenta previa. Thank you so much.